Can't be of max. How is it possible of max? Shri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Prasthaya Bhutale Rupano. Haribol, Haribol.
I don't know. It's strange, but. This is output level. This is no. This is the match. This is the mic 2. This is not a match. This is not a match. This is pitch. Oh, this is volume. I don't know. I'm not mechanic. You make it as you like, and I'm happy. No. Okay. This is box speaker. Never working. Yeah. It's supposed to be. Have you taken that? No. They change it every day. I don't know. Yeah. Just tell me what you want to do. Work these. Read this as this.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuve vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Vishe Namaha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Bhaktya Vihina Parada Lakshay Sniptascha Kamani Taranga Madhya Kripamayi Tvam Saranam Prapanna Brinde Numaste Charanara Vindam Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhura Smitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Bharadram Tato Mamanyaste Gatir Nakapi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my sustenance and pranam thousand Lord Shri Paramaranitam Guru Pada Padma Vishnu Pada Statra Shishman Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Sai Maharaj.Bhagavad. Secondly, I offer my sustenance and pranam thousand Lord Shri Rupana Gauri Guru Varga. I offer my sustenance and pranam to all assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas. Continuing with the reading of Srimad.Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, slok 26. Vishnath Chakravarti Bhavanuvad. Na buddhi vedam janayat ajnanam karma sanginam yojayat sarva karmani vidvan yukta samachanam. Oh, one who is learned and experienced in Jnana Yoga should not bewilder the intelligence of ignorant people by inducing them to give up their prescribed duties, karma, to engage in the culture of Jnana. Rather, by properly performing all his own actions in a composed and detached state of mind, he should encourage them to engage in their own prescribed duties. Bhavanuvad. O Arjuna, a man of knowledge should not bewilder the ignorant who are karma sangi, attached to their actions, by saying there is no purpose in performing mundane activities, so become perfect like me by renouncing karma and cultivating jnana. The karma sangi is especially attached to karma because his heart is impure. Although you may be perfect by performing nishkam karma, you can encourage people to engage in their prescribed duties. You yourself become an ideal example by performing karma properly. If you say to me, in Srimad Bhagavatam, you have said, Swayam Nishayasam Vidvan Na Bhaktya Agyaya Karmahi Na Rati Rogino Patyam Vanchato Visaktamaha. A good doctor does not prescribe a diet that is indigestible, even though the patient may desire it. Similarly, a person knowing the highest welfare does not instruct an ignorant person to engage in karma. So an expert physician, expert doctor will see the condition or state of the patient and prescribe a diet accordingly. He will not prescribe food stuff that are indigestible or may aggravate or increase his disease. Similarly, a person who is situated in spiritual consciousness, he will never force someone who is ignorant, someone who has no adhikar, to do something that he cannot do. Because that would lead for him to losing his faith, it will lead to him becoming even more attached to karma. If you tell someone to do bhakti or something that is above the level, do some, and then they engage in it for some time, but then they realize they cannot do it, then they go back to their previous habits, but even worse. So therefore, everything should be administered according to their adhikar. Give them bhakti that much they can digest, not more than they can digest. Therefore, the ninth namaparad is to preach the glory of the holy name to those who are faithless. If you preach the glory of the holy name to someone who has no faith, then he'll become more averse to chanting the holy names. First, give them faith, then you can actually instruct them in higher teachings. So, similarly, a person knowing the highest welfare does not instruct the ignorant person to engage in karma. So you therefore contradict your own statements. My response is, this is correct. But I gave that instruction in relation to bhakti, and the subject of instruction was bhakti itself. Now I am giving the instruction in relation to jnana, so there is no contradiction. So, according to the adhikar, you can inspire them to engage in bhakti, but not more than that. Don't force them, inspire them. By inspiration, you can inspire, then even by force they'll engage. They'll control their body and mind and senses. But without inspiration, that force will turn to deeper attachment for karma. Jnana depends on purity of heart, which in turn depends on nishkam karma. But since bhakti is independently powerful, she does not depend upon purity of the heart. If one is able to arouse shraddha in bhakti, then it is considered to disturb the intelligence of a person who is attached to karma. As long as they have shraddha, then you can inspire them. But if they don't have shraddha, then you cannot instruct them on bhakti. First you have to help them develop some faith. Then, when you inspire them, they will give up everything. Even though they may not have the adhikar, they'll be inspired to do so. And whatever sacrifice they do for Bhagavan, then that will be beneficial. Because they're doing it with faith and love. But that devotion which is done without faith and love, then that is not real devotion. Then that will not help jiva. So, shraddha is essential. When? For the performance of bhakti. Those who have developed faith in bhakti have surpassed the necessity to perform karma. It is said in Maharaj.Bhagavad, Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata mat kata shavanado va shraddha yava najayate. It's famous sloka from 11th canto Bhagavad, Nimi Navagam Sambhara. One should perform karma as long as he has not developed renunciation from karma or shraddha in hearing and reciting topics about me. So as long as shraddha for hearing, chanting, remembering hasn't opened in the heart, then you should not give up your karma, you should do your karma. But when a taste, a desire to hear, chant, remember, do seva comes in the heart, if even a little desire comes to do bhakti, then Guru Varga will fan that desire and engage you in bhakti. And then that desire will increase. It's like before they didn't have matches or lighters. Using flints, they would start the fires. Otherwise, you put straw and something very, very dry, some dry wood, thin pieces. Then you take the flames, 2 stones, and you scratch, and then it creates sparks. And then you blow air, and then it will catch fire on the straw, and then it will light the wood. So from a little, but the point is that once the initial fire starts, the little spark catches there, then you have to blow on it. You have to fan it. Only then the fire will increase. Otherwise it may go out even. So you have to carefully fan that spark, and then it will turn into a fire. So bhakti is Shraddha, especially in the beginning it is very komal, very soft. And it's very rare that a jiva will develop Shraddha for bhakti. So if the Guru Vaishnava see that even a little inclination, a little desire to do bhakti, then they will fan that. They will encourage by their sweet words, dealings, everything. And they will increase that desire more and more. And then they will fully engage you in Bhagavad Seva, join you in that nectarful service. Then you will advance quickly on the path of bhakti. Then you become detached from karma and everything. Even you may have attachment to performing karma, but by bhakti you become detached from it. Bhakti is so powerful. But if you do not have that high class association, sadhu sangha, that Shraddha has not awakened, then you should not give up your karma, should not give up your duty. And if someone has no Shraddha, neither you should instruct someone to give it up. First give them Shraddha, first inspire them. Then you can tell them. Like someone has a house, has a wife, children, everything. You tell them, oh, leave your wife and children, come live in the temple. But they are not ready and they have no desire to, then what is the use of your instruction? You will create disturbance for them, their family, everything. He may come for a few days, but then he will run back. Get a new wife, new children, so this is not the way. If they have someone who has real detachment, he doesn't ask the question, should I? He simply does. When the fruit is ripe, it will fall off the tree automatically. You don't need to climb up and pluck the fruit. Automatically it falls from the tree. So when renunciation is mature, when bhakti manifests in the heart, then one will automatically renounce. There's no question of should I should not do. The Guru Vaishnava, they're expert. They can see what is the adhikar, qualification for renunciation. Having first faith in the words of Guru Vaishnava. If they say that you have faith in them, deep faith, that you will follow their instructions, and they say that you have an inclination for bhakti, then they will say, okay, you should renounce. Even though you may not have the qualification to renounce, but you have that one special quality, you have faith in them. You have Shraddha, faith in the words of Guru Vaishnava. And they know that by the power of sadhu sangha, by the power of bhakti, even though this person has no qualification to renounce, if they follow my instruction, by the mercy of the Lord, by the power of this high class association and this harikatha, they'll soon very quickly become qualified. Therefore, what is the qualification to renounce? That is when we come to the level of ruchi. That is when our inclination or taste for spiritual things actually surpasses our taste for material things. Before that, actually, we have more taste for material than the spiritual. So ruchi is the beginning entry level. Qualification to renounce. To accept this tyagi vesh, this saffron cloth, this red cloth. But there are two kinds of people who renounce. Take sannyas or take this cloth. One who is qualified, one who is unqualified. So the qualified person is very rare. He must have this ruchi. And ultimately, bhav bhakti is the real qualification. Then he will never fall down. But the second kind of person is someone who is not qualified, but he is given the cloth to make him qualified. Because Guru Vaishnava see that he has an inclination to do bhakti, and he has faith in Guru Vaishnava. That is his merit, that is his quality. That will save him. And that will actually ultimately propel him to achieve success. So Guru Vaishnava know, by the power of sadhu sangha, by the power of harinam, harikatha, the jiva will be successful. If not in this life, but in the next, he will definitely. Because he has that faith, he has that shraddha. And that shraddha will soon develop the nishtha, then into ruchi, bhakti, and bhav. Then Guru Vaishnava, they encourage and they fan. They want to help us immediately. They don't want us to suffer. They don't want us to go through the long, painful process. going through karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, like this ladder of yoga. Renouncing karma, first doing karma in a detached way, then renouncing karma, then accepting jnana, then renouncing jnana, accepting bhakti, like this. A very long process. Therefore they put us on the fast track. Quick program. How to quickly get better. It's like someone wants to lose weight. And then one person, they say, okay, he's unable to do anything. So then, okay, you just fast, and they give some diet, and you slowly lose weight. The second kind of person is very determined. Not only should you do diet, but you should do all these exercises also. Day and night, punishing your body, doing so much, burning so many calories. Then what happens? Then very quickly you lose all the weight. So, if Guru Vaishnavas see that some inclination, desire is there, then they put us on this fast track program. Smash your body. Vaishnava said this body is like chandan. You should rub it, smear it in paste. Guru Seva, Vaishnava Seva, Thakurji Seva. Please smash your body in Guru Seva. Any sickness comes in the body, eat poison. Give poison and the poison kill the disease in your body. Somehow or another, just do or die. In this way, you quickly progress, quickly make advancement. This is called the fast track. This is called Shraddha. Shraddha means Shraddha Sabda Vishwas ko hai, Shuddhida Nishchoy, Krishna Bhakti ko hai, Sarva Karma Krita hai. By doing Krishna Bhakti, I will achieve everything. There is nothing to be achieved outside of Bhakti. This is called Shraddha. Furthermore, it is said that Dharma Santyajaya Sarvan Mam Bhajetat Satu Sattamaha. Again in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, those who give up all varieties of varnashram perform my bhajan are indeed the most elevated sadhus. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam praja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma sucha. End of Gita, it said, give up all varieties of dharma and just surrender to me. Tvaktva sadharman charanam bhujam hare bhajan apakko atapatet tato yadi. First canto of Bhagavatam says, one who gives up his swadharma because he is engaged in the service of Sri Hari's lotus feet can never be unsuccessful, even if he falls down while in the immature stage. Means even if he does fall down, his life was a great success because he engaged himself even one day in Hari Bhajan. Therefore Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said, even if one person stays only one day in the temple, one day in the mud, his life will become successful. So much benefit, incalculable benefit for staying even one night in the ashram like a sadhu. This is the mood of our Guru Varga. Prakashika Vritti. This was Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Now, Sri Gurudev's commentary. The purpose of karma action is to attain that jnana which leads to bhakti. In other words, you should work and act in such a way that you will awaken your intelligence. Then you want to give up all this work and do devotion. Those who do not know this fact are agya, ignorant. And those who are attached to karma because of this ignorance are called karma sangi. A jnani should only engage such karma sangis in the karma prescribed in Shastra. Because if the intelligence of such ignorant persons is bewildered, they will lose faith in karma. Under such circumstances, even jnana will not be able to manifest in their hearts. And thus they will deviate from the path of karma jnana. In other words, they will give up everything. At least they are doing karma according to the Vedic scriptures. At least they are doing something. Therefore, you should not disturb their faith. Like someone who has very immature faith, like Aborigines. They worship, like in Australia, they worship the Aries rock, they draw paintings, and they worship the river, they worship the sun, they worship the moon, they worship the rivers, the vast plains, the Mother Earth. They don't have a personalized conception of God, but they believe they have faith in something greater than them. This is their beginning. The beginning of their Shraddha. Someone who is more advanced than them may have some direct connection with a devotee of the Lord, like Islam and Christianity. They're following Muhammad, they're following Jesus. These are all devotees of the Lord, preaching a faith according to the time, place at that time. Very primitive faith, very simple teaching, but it is something. So we don't disturb the Christians and Muslims saying, hey, you're all bogus, you know nothing. and try to make them devotee. If you can make the devotee, Christian Muslim devotee, good, but has to be according to their faith. You have to give them something and see how they accept. And if they are very receptive, then you can give more. If they are unreceptive, then you cannot. Like a doctor, someone has an incurable disease, a very dangerous disease. So the doctor will make some special medicine and administer it. And you'll see how the medicine reacts to the disease. If it is working well, then he'll give more. If it's not working, then they'll try to make some other treatment. So according to the person, the recipient, we have to preach. Don't preach above their adhikar. Someone has no desire, then what is the use of forcing them? Try to encourage them. Give them higher knowledge, higher conception, inspire them. Then they'll do that with faith and love. The result will be very nice. However, so when it comes to karma and gyan, don't preach in such a way that they'll leave their everything and enter into sinful life. However, this does not apply to instructions on bhakti, because according to Shastra, instructions on bhakti are auspicious for everyone under all circumstances. Thereby, by instructing bhakti, such a picture of bhakti will make everyone perfect. Putrang sashishyams cha nipro gururva ma loka kamam anugrahartaha itam vimanyur anushishyat atat gyan na yoje karma sukarma mudha. Kam yojan manuja ritam labeta nipatayan nast drisham hikarte. 5th canto of Bhagavatam. Rishabdev said, only my abode and my mercy are worth praying for. Instructions on bhakti unto me should be given by fathers to their sons, teachers to their disciples, and kings to their subjects. One should not become angry with a person who receives instructions but does not follow them. Even those who are ignorant of tattva gyan and who are bewildered about the performance of proper duty should not be engaged in karma. What purusartha destination will be attained by engaging a person blinded by delusion in kamya karma, furtive activities, thus throwing him further into the dark world of this material world? Nothing will be achieved. In other words, it's saying you're not really compassionate if you encourage someone only in karma. If their adhikar is fully that of karma, then you have to somehow or another try to encourage them to slowly engage in something a little bit higher. If for instance, they are sakam karmi, performing fruitive activities, always working hard and enjoying. So the first step is to encourage them. First you can try to encourage them, give them some knowledge about the soul, about Bhagavan, the futility of this human life. Give them some tattva gyan, something, if they can accept. Whatever they can accept, you can preach them. And slowly then you can encourage them. Do some service, offer some of the fruits of your labor. Try to engage them in nishkam karma. From sakam karma to nishkam karma yoga. And then, or if possibility, directly try to encourage them in bhakti yoga. In the sense that, you want to do some service? Then okay, offer some fruits to the Lord. Somehow engage in the Lord's service. Now have no faith in the Lord, then you can engage them. We are feeding the Brajvasis, we are feeding the poor people. Feeding the poor people program. But he doesn't realize that we are feeding them, yes, but we are feeding them prasadam. So he'll get some bhakti through critique. You have to, in a clever way. He thinks it's a poor feeding program. It is a poor feeding program, but it's a spiritual poor feeding program. We are not feeding them food, we are feeding them prasadam. So somehow or another engage their karma, their tendencies. But if you simply engage, instruct them on karma, Rishabdev saying, no, you are a crow. Therefore we don't waste our time. We try to always engage people in bhakti always. Whatever we can. We don't speak about karma, gyan or any other process. If we're going to help them, we're going to give them something, we're going to give them instructions on bhakti. Whatever they can receive, we'll give them that much. And if they're unable to receive at all, then no problem. Let them suffer, then they'll come again. We'll try to somehow or another. Even if they do not do anything, simply if they develop faith in you and devotee, this will also make Sukriti. Simply by your sweet dealings, you talking to them, being nice to them, even though you no need for you to ask anything from them. Just being nice to them, they themselves will then just be inspired. They'll want to do something. If they start offering their pranams, coming to the temple regularly, offering their pranams, even if they're coming once a month or 2-3 times a year, now they're on the path. Now they're making some progress. You have to be, our Guru Bhagavad are very patient. Lifetimes and lifetimes they wait for one jiva, to help a jiva. How many lifetimes have they waited and tolerated us? And how many more will they tolerate? Till we achieve that ultimate goal, Prema Bhakti. So we cannot imagine how tolerant they are. As many lifetimes as required, our Guru Bhagavad will come again and again to deliver us. So if our Guru Bhagavad is so tolerant, then we should try to learn something from this. Try to also be tolerant with others. Don't be intolerant. Don't be agitated and annoyed if there are some shortcomings in other people. Everyone in this material world is full of shortcomings. Have no expectations, then you'll never be disappointed. If you have so many expectations, then disappointment comes when you do not fulfill those expectations. But if we have no expectation at all, then everything that comes is a pleasant surprise. If you think this jiva, I want to help this jiva, have zero expectations for that jiva. Then any positive advance when that jiva makes, it will be a source of great pleasure and joy for you. But if you're expecting, he should be like this, that, they should do this, do that, but they don't do it, then you become disgruntled and unhappy and sad and angry and so much disappointment. This bogus person. So for Kali Yuga jivas have no expectations. But after some jiva has received the mercy of the Lord and is on the path, then they have created expectation for themselves already. Then if they go beyond, then they go below that expectation, then it's a source of disappointment. Like if someone is on the path of renunciation and they give up their renunciation, then it's a source of great disappointment. Why? Because they're already on such a much higher platform. They have gone back down. So, our Guru Bhagavad, they encourage us. They encourage all the jivas. And this is the path, this is the way. By force, nothing will happen. But still, our Guru Bhagavad, when they see such Shakta has a vision, then they will, by inspiration, they'll also forcibly engage us. They're very expert. They know also the mind is so nonsense, the body is so nonsense. If you don't punish the senses, they will engage in a bad way. So you have to also punish the senses. Our Guru Bhagavad, they will encourage us and they will also engage us. While commenting on this sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sridhar Swami says, if instead of giving instruction on bhakti, someone instructs others without engaging in karma, he incurs sin. Why? Because you tell them to do karma, then they do sinful activities, then you partake in that sin. Means you are the instigator, you are responsible for that person engaging in sinful activities. Therefore, charity also should never be given to people who are doing karma. Because then you are helping them do karma and sin. That's why food feeding program is useless. You have to do only prasad distribution. You give someone food, medicine and clothes, then they'll become what? Healthy, wealthy, strong. And with that health and wealth, so by their health, wealth and everything, they'll engage in sinful activities. So therefore we don't give them any fuel to engage in material things. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the present sloka, Gita 3:26, Yoja Sarva Karmani, is not for those who are preaching the message of bhakti, but it is for the consideration of those who give instructions on Gyan. So in this verse that Krishna is saying, don't bewilder the intelligence of those who are engaged in karma. That is for those who are Gyani. A Gyani should not try to make a karma into a Gyani if he is attached to karma. And a Bhakta should also not by force preach devotion above the adhikar of that person. Because if they become against devotion if they become against bhakti due to your action, then you're offended. Therefore, you should preach bhakti to him, but according to his adhikar. Be expert enough to understand. If you see a little spark, yes, then fan that spark. Encourage him. But if they are atheistic and they have no faith in God, nothing, then you cannot start talking about Krishna Lila. You'll have to talk about Ishvara Tattva. I don't like the Yeah. You have to preach according to the adhikar. So you should always preach bhakti, but never above the shraddha to the person. Try to give them shraddha, try to see the adhikar, and then preach. And that will come with experience. In the beginning we may make some mistakes. But slowly as you mature in your own bhakti, you'll become expert. And be able to see and understand the eligibility of others. And then you'll be able to preach accordingly. And who is expert in this? This is the Madhyama Adhikar. This is his speciality. He's able to discriminate. The Kanishta Adhikari, he'll always discriminate wrong. But slowly when he advances, then he'll also be expert in that way. Finish here. Gaur Brahmananda Hare 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 Bal Jai Shri Guru Pad Padma Ki Jai Guru Parampara Ki Jai Satchinandam Gaur Hare Ki Jai Sabarisada Gaur Hare Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Sankirtan Gali Bhakti Minna Ki Jai Nanda Gauti Vaishta Minna Ki Jai Samagati Bhakti Minna Ki Jai Jai Gaur Brahmananda Hare Hare Bal.
Yes. Almost everything ready. Almost everything ready already.